Steph, always great to see you. You're 2 games away from potentially lifting a trophy for Canada. What does that sound like to you?
It's amazing. Obviously, I think it's the shortest path, to win a trophy with Canada. It's only 2 games, but it's 2 games where it's going to be a very difficult environment. You've been following us, and you know that these types of games are hard against Mexico. So it's going to be a full stadium. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a lot of Canadians there to support us, but we know that we have the support of them at home, and I think the team is ready.
You mentioned how difficult it'll be against Mexico, so let's go there first. You played them 4 times over the last 4 or 5 years. Obviously, the 2021 Gold Cup semi-final with the Herrera 99th minute killer at the end. The 2 World Cup qualifying games where you didn't lose, and then obviously the friendly recently. You're the only player right now in this squad who started all those 4 games.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What do you remember about those, and what do you know about this team that you expect as an opponent?
Okay, so the first game at the Gold Cup, I think it was a very good game. I don't think we were at the time at the level we are right now. I think Mexico had a tremendous squad with a lot of good players, and we did so well. And it was unfortunate to concede in the last minute, but I think we made the country proud, and it was good to reach the semifinals of a tournament like the Gold Cup. After that, on the World Cup qualifying, it was amazing to tie in the Azteca. We all know the history behind that stadium. The Jonathan Osorio goal was amazing. I think it was probably the first result away that I felt, like this team has potential. After that, the Azteca in Edmonton, that was probably one of our peaks as a team, in the past couple of years, and it was just amazing to win and to win well. And then, the last game. This is the friendly that just happened. You could see the shift that their mentality had towards us. I think they respected us, more than normal, and that means that we're just growing. We're starting to impose ourselves in Concacaf, and at the end of the day, it's good to feel this way, and it's good to play big teams like Mexico, and I think it's going to be an amazing game.
You talk about the shift, and I think you're the best person to talk about this, because I remember you told me a story, when you flew over for that Azteca game, and some of the Mexicans were on the flight, and they looked like they were viewing you differently at the time, no?
Yeah. So I catch the plane with Tecatito Corona, because he played at Porto, and at the time I was playing at Paços de Ferreira, and we catch the same flight. And he told me, "Are you guys bringing your full squad?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Are you guys bringing Fonzie?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "It's gonna be hard."
You knew you had them then.
Yeah, and when he said that, and this is Tecatito, probably at the time one of the best players of Mexico, right? So I felt like, we know that you guys are very good, but at the same time, like, you guys know that we can do something. And for me, that was enough to go to camp and to tell the players, like, guys, if we have a good game, we can make this happen. And we did.
You certainly played a massive part of that on and off the pitch as well. You're one of Canada's best leaders, no doubt about it. You don't wear the armband, but you're effectively a skipper. We can all see that as well. So I want to ask you a little bit about leadership, but let's start from the top. How would you describe Jesse as a leader? He seems to be an incredibly compassionate leader.
Yeah, I think with Jesse, he's a motivator. He's a big leader, motivator. I think he understands the type of players we have. The fact that we can be so aggressive, so vertical, with the speed we have, the power. And I'm gonna be honest, in the beginning, we were a little bit like, wow, this is probably too much, with all this aggressiveness, sprinting back and forward. But then we have a tournament like Copa America, and we're like, guys, this can work, And there's not many teams in the world that have the speed that we have. And for us to take advantage of that, like, we really need to push and to work hard. And yeah, for me, he's taking us to the next level. I think that, with the new players coming in, and if we keep this going, we can do good in the World Cup. We just have to focus. We don't have a lot of camps, before the World Cup. It's still next year, but, this goes fast. And we just have to put our minds together and, make sure that we're on a good shift because, time is short and we have everything to do good.
You said you're taking it to another level on the field. What about off the field? It seems like the shift has gone from hoping to really, truly knowing that the belief is there.
Yeah. Off the field, in this environment, he takes out, the pressure of us. But at the same time, we now, I believe with the results we now have the pressure, to start not winning only games, but, trophies. Because we can't say that, Mexico respects us, the US respect us, and we beat them in certain games, but then when it comes to big tournaments, we're not winning them. So it's different to win a game and it's different to win a tournament. So I believe that he's taking us on the right path. I think the players are motivated. It's good to see that, unfortunately, when some players have injuries, other players come to camp and, they help the way they can, and they make us play at the same level or even better, and that's good because everybody stays focused. Everybody pushes, and it makes us proud that that Canada has a such big player pool. We can say
they have a big player pool, but there's only one Stephen Eustaquio. And what I mean by that is, we should be really thankful to have a player like you here. How much do you take from the fact that you have the ability to come in and make a difference? You're obviously part of a team, but seeing you in training, you've got that leadership quality. You can see the players, the way they look up to you, and then on the field as that midfield general, you must thrive in that role.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been here since 2019. I have a lot of experience now in the international stages, and we're at a time where, the players that come in are younger than me. I have to say that. I'm 28. I'm still young, but at the same time,
when you're prime.
Exactly. I'm one of the oldest in the team. So there's a different shift in my mentality, because now it's just not the fact that I'm going to help the team with my work rate and this and that. I'm still young. I have a team. I have Sim Vitória. I have Junior Hoyle here to to help me, to Daniil as well, to look up to, and probably now that type of player is me. So I just have to lead by example. I try to do that every day, not only on the field but as well off the field with my behaviors. But this team is so easy to to be with. It's amazing, and I learn a lot with all of these youngsters that come in. Even after talk about certain guys that are not even here, like Saliba, tremendous potential. Mathieu now starting to play more. Isma, he's a baller and everybody knows that. So for me to be in a midfield like this, with tremendous qualities, different personalities, but at the same time we're all tuned in to work for Canada and to represent Canada well, for me is enough to to come to camp satisfied.
And one of those players is your captain, Alphonso Davies. I know you guys have shared the armband in the past. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who have said that they've noticed a true noticeable difference in his maturity, even over the last 4 months since his last camp. What have you noticed?
Yeah, I think as well in his club, he's one of the guys that, has been more years in Bayern, and I think that translates here as well. I think he's grown so much, not only in the field, but as well out of the field, even his personal lives. He's starting to make big steps. And I think all of that together combines in a more mature Fonzie. And, we love to have him as a captain. I think he's the best guy we can have leading us to the World Cup. And you can see when we play other teams that the way the other opponents look at him, that makes us proud. And, we're here to support him, even though sometimes, he can't come to camp and all that. He's always so active, in our roster, and that's amazing to see. And we're here to support him, and he's been doing a tremendous job.
Last couple more for you, and again, thanks so much for your time. How are you feeling with your own form? Watching you from afar, your team's flying at the moment. You're playing a lot of minutes. I don't know about that dodgy red card that you got in Europe, but we'll pass on that for now. I didn't necessarily think that was the right thing, but you move forward.
Yeah.
How are you feeling with your own form, Steph?
No, I feel good. I feel good. I feel that, I've established myself in a big club like Porto. They know what they can count on. I'm professional, they know that the type of work rate that, a player like me has in the club. I've been there this is my 4th season. A lot of experience, Champions League, Europe League, championships, cups. So I tend to bring that here. And at the same time, like, Porto is an amazing club. The pressure that we have to play for a club like that, and the history. I think it's one of the smallest clubs to win a Champions League. A lot of history, and I feel good. I feel like my personal life is super balanced. My professional life is super balanced, and I'm at a stage right now that I just am so focused and I'm so clean to push things forward that I don't have pressure. I don't have small details that can throw me off the path. No, I'm just going for it.
You mentioned Porto and trophies. You've had the pleasure and the blessing of lifting silverware over your shoulders.
Yeah.
What's that feeling like? And is that infectious? Are you chasing that again to do that in red?
Yeah, for sure. I think I was thinking about this on the airplane coming here. I've lifted 7 trophies so far, but all with Porto. And it's a dream to play Champions League, yes. It's a dream to play for a club like Porto as well. I've won all the domestic cups in Portugal. And I think going to the World Cup was another check. But at the same time, like, if I lift an international trophy, it's... I feel like for a player that came from where I came, I mean, I won't say it's enough, because it's never enough, but at the same time, that's a good package.
Yeah, it's what you've been working for a while,
Yeah.
no?
And I think this is the best group to do it with.
Yeah, well, it's been a great time to chat with you again. As I said, it doesn't seem 5 minutes since we chatted in your debut in Orlando, right?
For sure.
Here you are now, a legend for Canada. We thank you. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.